It's a beautiful Sunday, March 22nd, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match, roulette, and Teddy's favorite, co-raps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. Hope everyone had a great spring break.
Yeah, me too.
We are pre-recording this way in advance. So if this is a situation where like something crazy for OU football has happened and we're not talking about it on here, we apologize.
And we will be soon.
And we'll be back soon. But we do have Febechi Nwaiwu.
I'm glad you put that disclaimer in there because I can imagine like tuning in. Oh, we got to see what's going. And why aren't they talking about what happened?
It's always my fear when we have to pre-record stuff, and nothing. I don't think anything drastic has happened when we've done this in the past. So let's hope that our streak continues.
No doubt.
Okay, he's been one of my favorite players for the Sooners over the last couple of years. Just extremely consistent. A lot going on here recently for Febechi Nwaiwu as he gets ready for the NFL draft. So, how about we hear from the big guy?
Let's do it.
Here's Febechi Nwaiwu. It is our pleasure to be joined by arguably the most consistent Oklahoma Sooner over the last 2 seasons. It's my guy. Fresh off the combine and pro day, Febechi Nwaiwu is in the house. Big fella, how we doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm extremely blessed by God. I'm happy to be here.
Look good out there, pro day. Look slim, look fast. How'd you feel?
Man, I felt good, man. I felt good, man. I'm just happy I got it all done. I'm happy I was able to compete. Yeah, man. I had a couple like little back injuries, a little tightness here and there, but I was able to do everything I wanted to do at least. So I'm happy.
You're too young. You can't be having back tightness. What do you mean?
Nah,
Come on, man.
Sometimes when you're working so hard, when you're trying to work so hard, you kind of strain them a little bit. So it was just one of those,
Just a little.
Yeah, a little. So I'm happy that I was still able to run. I got some great treatment from the guys over here at OU. I got a good massage lady, so like they were working on me, man.
They got you right, and I thought you looked physically. I thought you looked as good as you've looked since I've known you, man. And just you got pro day done, you got the combine done. Like, how does it feel to have all that stuff behind you now? And now all you're waiting for is draft day.
Man, obviously, the work's not done, but I will say it's like a big weight lifted off my shoulder because now it's like I'm not gonna have to be kind of working those times and working like those specific techniques. Now I can just work football and just get strong and big and physical for football. So, and that's what I love to do, man. So I love the whole process leading up to it, but obviously it's stressful. You gotta benchmarks you want to hit and numbers you want to hit. So, but I'm just grateful for the whole opportunity. I'm grateful that all those guys came out there. I'm grateful for my trainer for getting me prepared, and I'm grateful for you guys for helping me out and for having me here today.
Well, you've played a bunch of really good ball, and you've shown great versatility. You've played some tackle, you've played guard. Obviously, you had to come in a tight spot and play center for us. We saw you snapping the ball and doing some of those drills from the center spot out there at pro day. What's kind of the feedback been for you as far as maybe what the future holds and what position maybe you're likely to land in at the next level?
A lot of coaches, they see me at center, some of them, they see me at guard. But, I've been telling coaches that, You can put me at any of the interior three. To be a useful offensive lineman, they only travel 8. So to be a useful offensive lineman, you have to be able to play in multiple positions. And I truly believe I can play any of the interior three. And you can switch me up between either of them at any point, and I'll be solid over there. Yeah, so that's what I've just been telling them. Like, it doesn't really matter to me where I play. As long as you give me an opportunity, I'm gonna go out there. I'm a ball, and I'll make the most out of it.
That's right. That's the mentality you got to have. Now, I'm interested. I clearly I love the center position. It's what I played. Do you like it? Like, is there anything? I know you only got a couple games. Then you had the East West Shrine game week where you were doing a lot of center stuff. But like now that you've done it a little more, do you have a preference, guard or center? Like, do you feel more natural, more comfortable at one or the other?
Here's what I'll say. Obviously I played a lot of guard, so I think I've kind of gotten my guard stuff like kind of down. You know what I mean, like to a science. Um, my center stuff. I think it's good. I think I could still. You gave me some tips yesterday too, and those are tips that I love. Like I love learning as much as I can, and I think I could still use. I think I could still learn a lot at center. But when I played those 2 games at center, it felt good. Even at the Shrine Bowl, it felt really good. I was enjoying myself. I had a fun time. I had a lot of fun, especially because at center you're kind of like the leader, like you're the vocal leader. You control the whole offense besides the quarterback. After the quarterback, you're number 2. So I'm trying to get all the guys right, and you know, it was kind of like I don't know. It was the best way
You
I could
dude,
think.
you have power. You're like, this is
Yeah,
I like this. I
You
get to
could
tell
play.
everyone
Some
else what to
guys
do.
play their
100%.
whole career also like at guard or and you never touch the football. It's a totally
Yeah.
different feeling whenever you got the ball in your hand to start every play. Like
Mhm.
instantly you're more of the action, I guess, more of the like the overall process. It's interesting.
No, 100%. And I played center in high school too, so it wasn't like completely foreign to me. But when I played center, it was like, oh, like I could just feel it, like like right when I got in there, I was like, okay, yeah, like I could do this. Like this comes easy to me.
Do I know you're a smart guy, done really well academically, that type of stuff. Do you enjoy like the mental challenge, like the mental responsibility of the center spot as well? Because that was something I always enjoyed. It was like every time I came to the line of scrimmage, it's like, hey, this is kind of a test. Let's solve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I do like that, especially because I see myself as a smart football player. So like I do like kind of like in that way, like when you get to play center, you almost get to show off how much you know. You know what I mean? So it's like, especially like too, like another good example is like when the scouts and everybody came, they would question me and they would quiz me, and I would love that stuff because one, I get to learn, and two, I get to show what I know, and football is football, inside zone's the inside zone, outside zone's the outside zone, counter is counter. People might specialize in a different way, but all you got to do is, transfer the terms from one team to another, so when I got the opportunity to be a center and really like commanding the show off, and there's a couple of plays where like we kind of had to make our own audible in the middle of the field, but it ended up being good because I understood what was going on, and I even came up to the sideline. I was talking to Coach B like, Coach B, you like that? You like that call? And he was over there smiling. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a
I
lot of fun.
imagine it probably changes the way you view the entire game. At guard
Mhm.
to some degree, you're probably in your own little world, but whenever you're at center and you see the whole picture, it probably makes you an overall better player, I would imagine.
No, 100%. And I would honestly say that's what changed my game at guard too this year. From this year to last year, I think one of the biggest jumps was not only my body but my intelligence. I really dove into the books, and I think that's where I made the biggest jump this year. I dove into the books, and I understood, full concepts, and I understood why people are stepping and how they're stepping when it pertains to where like the backers are and the leverages and how defenses play formations, and that made me a better player, made me able to anticipate what's going to happen, and just play a step ahead of everybody. So all these younger guys, I'm telling all of them like you got to think like a center. That's what I was trying to do. That way, whenever I did move to center, it was like, okay, I already think like this. Now I just got to make the calls and be the guy. Okay, that's easy. I'm already got leadership qualities. So yeah, you got to think like a center at all positions.
Got to think like a center. Put it on a dang
That
t-shirt, baby. I like it.
Tisha, I like that.
I like it. Now, all the stuff you're mentioning. So, Bean Bo's first year at OU was my senior year.
Mhm.
So he came in and he taught me more about defense than any coach I'd had like ever taught me about
Mhm.
what to look for, what the defense should look like, how to react if it doesn't look that way, how to anticipate things. Like I thought that was along with the technique stuff, like the stuff that he teaches at a very very high level. Just hearing you talk about it sounds like Bedenbaugh's still doing that. He's still educating educating America's youth along the offensive line. What is learning under Bill been like for you?
Man, it's been everything, man. It's been a true blessing. He's a big reason why I'm here. Just and you can attest to this. The way he pushes you, I'm one of those guys where it's like, even if I have a good blog, I'm gonna ask like, "Hey, coach, what can I do better?" Because nothing's perfect, And before I can ask that, he's already telling me. Um, and then also the way he kind of forces you to consume knowledge and understand the ball, understand football. Like it's not like a lot of places. A lot of places, they just go simple. They just want you to get through the game. Coach Beatenbow really is really adamant about not only teaching you for scouts and for the NFL and like for the future, but teaching you so that you can teach it yourself. So that you can understand it truly and help each other out and be a better player and block the best. Like Coach Beatenbow, one of his things is like sometimes we have a good block and you'd be like, well, what if you're blocking the best player? You know what I mean? This is not the best player ever. You got to be thinking about blocking the best player ever. So, um, yeah, he's really adamant about that, and I don't know. I just love his coaching style.
It's interesting. I don't even really view you as a transfer player because you've been like a foundational piece of this program since you've been here. But what was that like whenever you made the transfer to Oklahoma and then, you know, playing in the SEC and some of those environments? Like what was it much different at all, or do you just still see it football's football?
Yeah, honestly, I would say my first couple of games, I was like, this is crazy. Like, that Temple game, I remember running out there like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, wow, like this is like, I don't know. I was just super grateful, and all the fans there cheering. It was a wonderful feeling. But after you kind of get like those first couple hits out, those first game jitters, um, it was just kind of like another football game for sure. I don't know if y'all have this experience, but whenever I'm playing, I can't even. Some of it I don't even hear the crowd unless it was like Tennessee. Tennessee, okay, I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there was no choice, man. That
yeah,
place was
there's no
nuts.
choice. There's no choice. Like, I'm trying to communicate with my teammates, and it's just like I can't even explain it. But yeah, yeah, like sometimes, I don't even hear the crowd or see the crowd. It's just, it's like the stands aren't there and it's just us like on the football field. And it's like, I don't even know how to explain. It's like I'm in like the zone, I guess you can say. I think a lot of players experience that.
So you hear a lot of different things. There's the narrative. There's a lot of different narratives now around guys that enter the portal, especially that are going group of five to the power four Febechi. What was that the portal process like for you?
Yeah.
Like I assume that you had a lot of people coming after you. Like how did you handle how did you and whoever was advising you through the process, like how'd you handle all of that? What was that like?
I mean, it was crazy. You get like the moment you hit the portal, your phone starts blowing up. It's like the coaches already kind of know who they want if they jump in. So the moment they see your name pop up, they're already making the call and trying to get you over there. And the portal process, another thing, is a short window. So it's like you only have a short amount of time to make all these decisions. Everybody wants you to come visit, you know. But one of the things that like how we make the decision was obviously Coach B. Again, his reputation, the players he's put in the NFL, just the name he has all around in college football. When I mentioned to a lot of these schools, like, oh, yeah, I have an offer from Oklahoma. They're like, oh, Coach Beatembo. They're like, yeah, he's a great coach. I won't lie. So, that kind of like, and then, you go to some of these schools and they're coached by Coach Beatembo, like the O-line coach was coached by Coach Beatembo. So it's like, okay, well, dang, like, do I want to just like, should I go to the student or the master? I was like, you know what? Let me go to the master. Let me get like these guys. So yeah, man, it's yeah, I'd say that's a big part of why I committed over here. I would say obviously the culture that OU has, the blue blood culture, guys like Smitty, Coach Venables that has just been a staple in this program. And, despite, the new NIL era, they're still holding things true and holding things um, to kind of like the way it used to be. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Like the whole portal process is crazy. My brother actually just went through it, and his was even crazier than mine. But yeah, man, it was crazy. It was crazy, crazy. I'm happy I got through it.
Download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with the discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Loves app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
Steaks are back. Didi Ranch's luxury steak cuts are restocked and ready to ship straight to your door. From mouth-watering ribeyes to silky smooth fillets, this is the best beef Oklahoma has to offer. And here's the kicker. They're now shipping next day air for free when you use code SOONER at checkout. That's right. Next day air like Amazon Prime, but for steak. Didi Ranch delivers taste and tradition the luxurious way.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma Sooners official drinkware partner. The weather's turning, spring break is on the calendar, and spring sports schedules are heating up. Between tournaments, weekend getaways, and afternoons spent cheering on the Sooners, you and your family are on the move. Good news. That's where Simple Modern really shines. The new Mesa Loop is built for every loop of your family's spring, from early morning games to long days on the road. It's the grab and go bottle that keeps up with it all. And like everything Simple Modern makes, it delivers serious quality at a price that makes sense. And with 10% of profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans. Simple Modern, good everywhere.
You did just get through it. You thrived. When you look back and just kind of look at the process and like how you got to where you are now, what's been maybe some of your favorite moments along the way?
Man, like I would say a lot of the favorite moments are like times in the locker room, times that like guys don't get to see, like y'all don't get to see. Obviously, like on the field, like I would probably say, like beating Alabama. I mean, beating Alabama in the 2024 year, rushing the field. Just after the season that we were having, it was just so surreal. Everybody, like it was just the craziest feeling ever. Obviously, beating Tennessee last year, emptying that stadium, going on that 6 game run, was crazy. But I would say, the best times were like where all the guys were just chilling in the locker room after, before, that last Thursday, fourth quarter. Everybody stressing, or like that last Thursday. I mean, sorry, Friday, fourth quarter, or the Friday, quarter runs, or like having 110s after a heavy squat. And everybody's in the locker room dead, and we're just dying about it, laughing, talking about like what happened. And, I think those are really the best times.
We can confirm that will be the stuff that you will remember. Now, the games are great,
Yeah,
but that
games
will
are
be
great,
the
man.
that will be the stuff that when you get together with your guys 10 years, 20 years from now, that's what you're going to talk about. It's the workout stories, Ted. It's how it
Oh,
always has been and how it always will be.
And you can the crazy thing, like that's what's really so intoxicating about sports is like the camaraderie that you get. The games are great, but you almost don't ever really remember the games. You remember like the funny practice stories, the workout stories, training camp stuff. Like it's always the little details that make it so special.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I can attest to that. And I'm only like 3 months, 4 months like 3 months removed.
You're young, man. You're young.
I'm just like, dang, like I really don't remember that game. I remember this and this, but I do remember when that we were throwing up outside. So I
I
can't
remember puking in the bushes together. That was awesome.
It's
yeah,
funny though, isn't it? Like you you're only 3 months removed from it, but the first time you walk back into the facility as a guy that's, graduated, you're on to the NFL, you feel different walking in, don't you?
I do. I'm like, man, like, and it's especially crazy when you see kind of like your younger guys like step up and be a leader. It's like it's a great feeling. Like Eddie, Fasusi, and FOJ, kind of those guys stepping into themselves. And Darius Afalava stepping into himself. Heath, stepping up. It's like y'all were babies. Y'all were babies whenever I was here. And then it's like they're doing things that like the leaders used to do, and it was just I don't know. It's like wow, like I can't believe y'all really growing up on me. So.
Those young guys, what should we expect, man?
Are y'all gonna have a
Losing Simmons, right? You were, over the last 2 seasons. I break down every play that you guys play. Like you've been the most consistent guy both years. So there's a hole to be filled at right guard / center, right? But what are your expectations for this next group? I know that some of those young guys like Fasusi and Foje, Zada, like those guys have played. It's not like they haven't. But what are your expectation for this group this upcoming season?
I have high expectations for them. I told them after the last game, like, y'all have the blueprint. I gave y'all everything I could give y'all. So it's just about doing it yourself. And those guys, I really truly believe that they're going to deliver. Those guys are some of the hardest working guys I know. And the thing about it too is that, sometimes people try to harp on them, but I know that they're true freshmen. Two of them are true freshmen. One of them, that was his first year starting. I'm talking about Eddie, first year starting, and Fasusi and Foje, playing as true freshmen. I know that when I was true freshman, I couldn't play that. Ryan Foje started Tennessee. 115,000 fans, like it was crazy. Like I was getting like discombobulated. It was so loud I couldn't think. And the way that those guys stepped up and handled those situations and showed such poise, even though, everybody has mistakes, everybody messes up. But the fact is that, you're getting that experience early on and you're just going to learn and grow from that. So, I would say over the next 2 years, at least, OU is going to have a phenomenal offensive line.
I got to tell you, Eddie may be the most entertaining player I've ever watched on the offensive line.
Oh my gosh, I love Eddie.
That's like what you see on game day. What's he like behind the scenes in workouts, in the locker room?
Sorry, hold on. The lights turned on.
We got that. That's when it's good. The motion sensor went off. There's no lights. It appears he's in the tight end meeting room. I think I saw Jermaine Gresham in the background. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
there's a little Mark Andrews on the right. Oh, I think that was a Mark Clayton sighting as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see if we can get that on there.
You gotta love. Oh yeah. Oh, there's Shep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good looking. This is why you got to watch on YouTube, people. This is the stuff you get to see inside one of the OU meeting rooms. But where were we? What was he talking to? Oh, Eddie Pierre Louis, awesome. Yeah.
What's he like off the field?
Hey, practice habits are game day realities. He does the same thing in practice. He's running full speed. Sometimes he gets turned around. But, hey, the effort is always in every play he does and everything he does. The effort is always there. Yeah, that kid is, he plays with some of the most effort I've ever seen by anybody. Yeah, it's for sure. The same thing you see in practice, or the same thing you see in game, the same thing you see in practice. There's probably funnier clips in practice than in game.
I said it a lot breaking down in his film last season. If he can just get the technique a little more refined,
yeah,
that dude's going to be an absolute problem because he's strong and relentless and like he does a lot of things that simply are just kind of hard to teach.
100%.
If he can get that technique piece right, Febechi, he can be really good.
No, 100%. That's what I'd be telling him. So, I know he's taking it to heart. He's been working extremely hard this offseason. Even like the first couple of days, I came to practice, I could already see it. That he's made some big strides, and this is the time to do it. So he's doing the right thing. He's really stepping up as a leader. Really stepping up as a leader. Um, and yeah, man, I'm excited for those guys. I'm excited for Eddie.
So what have your conversations been with the coaches, scouts, people at the next level? I know you probably met with a ton of teams. And who knows where you're going to go, but have you had any interesting conversations with coaching staffs or some places that's kind of dropped a little hint and like, hey, that would be kind of a cool place to go? Anything stuck out?
I could. It's hard for me to say because I think I'm a people person, so I'm easy to talk to. I like to talk to people, so it's hard for me to say like if one team is picking me out. Obviously I have some visits and some things going to other teams, like going to certain teams. But I would say the only thing that kind of stuck out to me is when teams ask me my hobby, I would tell them ping pong, and they would look at me like surprised, like really, like ping pong. I was like, yo, y'all tripping. Like I don't know if people know, but ping pong gets serious in the locker room, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
get serious in the locker room. I remember I started really playing when I was in the dorms at UNT, and it was serious in the dorms. Like I would play like, dang, why does he keep turning off?
Oh, he's gone again. He's gone again. He's disappeared. This lighting system that the stadium's got is just too efficient. We're trying to save money. We got to pay these players, man.
That's interesting. That's hilarious.
Ping pong. At what Febechi needs to know is you better bring your wallet in an NFL locker room.
That's what I was about to
If you
say.
think you're good at ping pong.
You think it's serious now. You just wait, buddy.
And hey, these guys are making money now, so it may be that way now in
That's
college,
true.
but it is. I have seen some. Let's go with high
Transactions.
stakes,
Right.
high stakes ping pong matches over the years.
No, I heard what you guys said. And honestly, some of the guys, they might do a little some bets here and there, but honestly, I'm not really too much of a bettor. I guess I would bet if like I really, if you're a good player. I don't like to waste my time with sorry trash players. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ooh.
a good player. No, I'm serious. Like I'll serve it to you, and depending on how you return the serve, I won't play you.
No
You to
game.
play. Yeah, I'm
Hey,
not sure.
two best ping pong players I've seen: Brian Urlacher and Rasheed Mathis. Play those two guys. I've never seen anything like it. Excellent
Really?
for football players. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
Great.
play. I gotta play them there.
You got some I'm just telling you, you got some competition coming.
There's
No,
going to be
I love
wherever
it.
you end up. There's going to be a couple guys that have very similar ping pong confidence to you, and
Yeah, I love it. Let's do it. Let's run it. I think part of the reason why I don't want to bet too is because like I'll get on like 20 games, like let's play 20 games. You know what I mean? Like back to back to back, like for Susie.
Anyone can win one, right? Let's get a series going.
No. You can't just play one. Like we got to play at least like a three, like 2 out of 3. You know what I mean? But me
yeah,
and Fasusi, we'll play like 15 games. At UNT, I used to play like 25 games in a row, like straight. Like
dude,
straight.
you love ping pong. That's
Who's
great.
Who's the best player in the locker room right now?
The kickers, but I beat a couple of the kickers. Yeah, all the
They
kickers.
just have so much time.
Hey, when I was there, we had a foosball table, and the kickers were unbelievable at foosball.
Yeah, man.
You couldn't even play with them.
Yeah, I'll say
Tressway, incredible
and,
ping pong player.
Yep.
that and the pool table, like they're cold. But I beat a couple of the kickers. I have, like, I'm proud to say that, like, and they're pretty good.
This is a bit of a subject change, but you mentioned that Bama game back in 2024, and that was a lot of fun, but that was a painful season, man. And that's coming from the radio guys. I can only imagine what it was like for the players and the people in the building every day that were putting the time that you guys were putting in. But looking back on it was like the pain of 2024. Do you think that had a lot to do with the success you guys were able to find in 2025?
100%. And it's not that, you need to go through pain to find success every time. You should obviously learn from others and, you should always just keep a consistent level. But when something like that happens, especially at a school like this, it leaves just such a bad taste in your mouth and you taste it all year round. Like all year, we kept reiterating, like, like, what happened last year, the things that happened that we could have changed, and just like the what ifs, like, and some people watch games, and I think like true football players, not all those games, but true football players understand that in every game, two or three plays that are different, you win the game. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, um, you never know when that play is coming. So, we made an emphasis, to be dominant every play. We made an emphasis to, take over and not let this next season, go on the same way. Because, we basically had the same schedule, but harder. Um, and yeah, man, like we all came together. We all made a decision. John was a big reason to his leadership coming in, and he kind of took on that the pain that we had. You know what I mean? He inherited it, but all those guys did. So yeah, man, I would say it had something to do with it. It wasn't the only thing, but it had something to do with it.
For all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions.
We are brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With America's largest network of parts and care, Napa has the products, people, and knowledge you need to keep your vehicle ready to hit the road. Backed by a nationwide network of nearly 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores and 18,000 Napa Auto Care centers, you're never far from the parts you need to stay ahead of the curve. Whether it's your AC, oil change, cleanup, or tune-up, visit your local Napa Auto Parts or napaonline.com for all your automotive needs.
And three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10 for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear around. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10. Buttery soft and 10% off.
You mentioned that the run you guys went on at the end of the season. You beat Tennessee, you beat Alabama, you closed the season out. I mean, that was an awesome run. But I got to tell you, like, maybe the most like satisfying game was the Michigan game at home.
Oh yeah,
Especially how the offense closed it out. Because here's this team coming in, it's supposed to be able to dominate the line of scrimmage, right? Michigan, and you guys ran the ball right at them. I think like an 8-minute something drive in the fourth quarter to ice the football game. What was the feeling in the huddle like as you guys were doing that?
We just felt unstoppable. That's the best way to feel it, to explain. We ran a lot of counters, and I was pulling on those counters, and it just felt like everything was just opening up. And man, it just felt like, yeah, like we were unstoppable. Like this is like, I feel like that game especially was a prime example of the capabilities of the Arbuckle offense. Obviously, we had some injuries and some things go wrong throughout the season, but I'd say that game was like the game that was like, yeah, this is what it looks like when it's clicking. Yeah, I don't know, unstoppable. That's what I can say.
You mentioned the injuries. As a guy that you played at a consistently high level all season long. Like if there was one guy when I turned on the tape that I knew what I was getting from, it was you. It was almost one of those where, hey, I don't even know if I need to watch 54. I know what's going to happen here. He's going to play well, going to play at a high level, going to play with good technique. He's going to play hard, like all the stuff you want to see. But Mateer's injury, it kind of, in my opinion, derailed what you guys were going to be as an offense. And I'm not sure you guys ever got to your highest level. Like it'll always be a big what if for me. Like, is that how it felt to you, was it frustrating knowing like, hey man, you go back, you think of that Michigan game, like you guys were the trajectory that offense was on was looking really, really good. And then it never really got there because of the injury situation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, no, I don't think like that, because what a lot of guys don't see is, you know, okay, sometimes people think, okay, John, he might do a pick. Well, we let up the pressure. He threw a pick because he's trying to throw the ball away. You know what I mean? Or I blame a lot of the season on the O line because we weren't as efficient as we needed to be running the ball. And yeah, we had some ankle injuries here, there. We had some young guys, but I tell the young guys, I don't care. You're up now. We're in college. We're all men. You were put on this team for a reason. Coach Major was started for a reason. So go out there and perform. At the end of the day, like I love y'all, but we're not going out like last year. So um, yeah, I know you can never blame somebody else. Once you start blaming other people or blaming, this or that, that's whenever, the team falls apart. And that's not what we did. And that's why I think we had the success we had. Um, because everybody took accountability in what they did and they try to get better at what they could do.
Well, you made the playoff in your final year. What was that like playing in a playoff game? Kind of the lead up to it, everything surrounding it. And I know it ultimately wasn't the result that you guys wanted or hoped for, but like how awesome was that? Like just kind of being a part of that part of college football.
That was a dream come true, honestly. Watching playoff games growing up, it was like the fact that like I got to really be there. It's crazy. They gave us a little plaque, they gave us a little bag. Obviously, we wish we could have gone a little farther, but it was a blessing by God. It was a true blessing, and being able to play center in that game as well. Even though it's tragic that Jake got hurt, but God gave me opportunity. I try to take it, and yeah, it was just like a dream come true. Honestly, dream come true.
You hear a lot about the culture that Venables and the rest of the staff has kind of created. And, as we hear, especially with how recruiting's going for them right now, they've got the number one class in 2027 as of now. And all these guys are saying the same thing. Like it feels different. The culture there. As a guy that's experienced it over the last couple of years, what is it about it, in your opinion, that kind of makes these guys experience it and go, "Hey, this is different"?
Yeah, I would say it's the what Coach Venables brings is the old school type of football, that smash nose mouth football. A lot of guys, especially in this NIL era, which like I kind of didn't grow up in it. I grew up as a walk on in college football, so like that smash nose, get out the mud, will it into existence kind of my mentality is all I know. And that's what he brings. And he brings that because, that's for the players that really love football and love ball and that are, willing to do anything, for the program and willing to do anything for their teammates and, just truly love every aspect about football, the locker room, the work, the film study. It's a different energy because it's an energy that's not it's an air that's not around college football as much anymore, in my opinion. Especially today with this transfer portal, and I won't lie, I was a victim of not a victim, but I was a subject, I guess you could say, of the transfer portal. I entered the portal, but yeah, he brings that want to, um, that true blue blood mentality, I would say.
Well, you mentioned you were a walk on, and you go from walk on in North Texas to playing in a playoff game at Oklahoma and now preparing for the draft. Take us through your story. Like, when did you start playing football? When did you know that you had like, hey, this is for me. I like what this is about, and just kind of how you blossom into the player you are now.
Yeah, so I would say my football journey started like my like fourth grade summer. I went to my mama put me in in a camp, a football camp at my high school, and I fell in love with it there. I actually used to want to be a tight end. They out like, I want to be able to catch the ball and everything. But
One of
unfortunately,
us.
yeah, unfortunately, I was a fat kid. So when I got to Pee Wee, um, they put the red stick on your helmet when you're too heavy to run the
It
ball. Or
it was a I wasn't that fat, but I was just heavy. It was a yellow stripe in Oklahoma, dude. A
oh
giant yellow stripe on your helmet. Oh,
yeah,
so embarrassing.
now we just had the red stick on the back of the helmet. So yeah, ever since then, I was playing that Pee Wee ball, and then I remember like one vivid play. It was like in practice actually. I took this guy, just took him on a ride, like 7 yards. I think it was my first pet kick ever, 7 yards, playing him on the ground. Boom! I just landed on him, and I felt the air leave his body, and like I could almost see like a tear come out of his eye. And I just felt so fulfilled in that moment. I think that was like the first moment I ever fell in love with football. I was like, yeah, this is for me. So, I went on through middle school playing it, loved it. High school, played both sides of the ball, loved it. Played center. I actually played center in high school again, like I said earlier. Played nose. Played a little bit of track and field in high school. And then, that 2021 year, that was a COVID year. So, our 2020 was a COVID year. So, everybody that year got their scholarship back. So for my recruiting class, there was no offers and no visits and nothing, no camps going on. So, I didn't really get the opportunity to get my name out there. And I had, you know, didn't think I was going to play college football anymore. So, I was just working at Whataburger, uh, you know what I mean, flipping patties, giving out meals and everything. And then, my coach called me. He was like, we really don't want you to quit. Like, we really think you need to play. So it's like asking me if you can find me somewhere, somewhere to walk on, especially too, because my parents were immigrants, and I had some D2, some JUCO offers, but then my parents wanted me to go to a D1 college, and for education purposes, um, they kind of thought my football dream was over too. So when UNT gave me the offer, I jumped at it. I had a couple offers, couple walk-on offers. I took UNT. Um, and honestly, yeah, from there, I got to UNT extremely fat. I was like 369 working at Whataburger. I was extremely fat. I got fat again. In high school, I played at like 320, and then I got fat just because I was working at Whataburger. I had a girlfriend at the time, so I'd work at Whataburger and I'd eat canes with her after. Wasn't working out, wasn't doing nothing. Just like, you know what I mean? But then I got to UNT, dropped like 40 pounds in a month or 20 pounds in a month. Was able to travel with the team that year. Next season, dropped like 25 more pounds. Or next off season, dropped 25 more pounds before the spring ball started. Earned a name in spring, earned my scholarship that next fall camp. Started 11 games that season. Was a freshman All American. My head coach left after that year. Decided to stay because I loved the team. It was actually Coach Trail. I loved the team, loved the guys. So I wanted to stay next year. And became a captain that year, played some games at right tackle that next year. Um, got all conference that year. Then I decided to transfer. I wanted to go play big SEC, big ball football. OU gave me the offer. Coach beat them both, and Latrell here, so it was like, how to jump on that opportunity. But, again, didn't have the year we wanted to have. Started all 13 games that year, but came back, had a better year. Again, didn't end the way we wanted to, but forever grateful for everything. So.
Guy's about to be an NFL draft pick, and there's an alternate universe where he's like the general manager of a Whataburger.
Man,
It's
almost.
crazy how the
He
world
was
works, right?
I just knowing Febechi the way I do, he would have worked his way up quickly
Oh yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Whataburger world. There's no
I,
doubt in
I
my mind.
was already asking for a raise and everything, but you know what? I'm about to I'm about to get out of here anyway. So you know what? It's all right.
Well, man, we appreciate the time. We are so excited for you and for what's to come when it comes to your football career, and then, frankly, what you can do uh, outside of football as well. Being able to have that NFL career and everything that kind of comes with it. We just, You're a difference maker, man. I've really enjoyed getting to watch you play over these last couple seasons, and can't wait to see where you end up, man.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank y'all for having me. Y'all real inspirations to me too. Uh, yeah, man. If you ever want to talk again, man, just let me know. I would love to hop on the
Well,
call.
once you get drafted, maybe now that you've come on the pod, like anytime we ask you, you have to come
Oh
back.
yeah,
That's the
nah,
rule.
for sure,
You are
for sure.
now in what we call a recurring guest. That's
Nah, yeah,
you're.
for sure, for sure, for
It's
sure.
just it. Sorry,
Here,
man. It's what you signed
How,
up for.
how
hey,
it goes.
I'm here. I'm
All
here.
right, Fed. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys, man. Y'all have a great day.
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. Schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
And head to the garage for hand smashed patties, butter toasted buns, and ice cold beer. My go to is the double bison cheeseburger. It's so good. The garage is the perfect spot to watch any big game, and you can enjoy Rad Hour every day. Enjoy discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you or order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica has launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, Ted, it's time. Look, we're sprinkling these Q and A's in with the interviews instead of doing like the full episodes. I hope
Yeah,
the people like them, but we really like doing these Q and A's, so we're gonna keep doing some of these
it's good.
until the season gets here. Just sprinkle them in every once in a while when we get like a nice long interview like we got with Febechi.
Yeah, I love it. I think they're always great. You never know what you're going to get.
Okay, first one comes from at really Ian Hughes, and this I'm interested to see where this goes.
Okay.
What are the parts about being dads you enjoy but didn't expect to?
Ooh, didn't expect to. Um, I mean, see, a lot of this is like the first 2 years type of stuff, as like, cause my son's now 11 and, it's like we play chess together, we play video games together, we do sports together. I get on him every now and then. He's a good kid, but everything now is awesome. I guess like I really dreaded the diaper situation, and it was like the first diaper change was probably really bad on my end, but after that it's like instantly it's not even a thing.
It's just
Now,
poop.
it's just poop. And it's when it's your kid, it's like totally different. You'll get poop on you, you'll get, you know, all kinds of stuff on you, but when it's your kid, it doesn't even matter. It's the strangest thing ever. That's really the only thing I can think of that I really dreaded.
I I had heard that, and this is a tough question. Really good job, Ian
Yeah,
Hughes. But you kind of had, you kind of hear how having kids changes like when you go on a trip,
yeah,
like the old vacation versus family trip, right? Hey, it
yeah.
ain't vacation if you have your little kids with you. I don't know if I'm just a weirdo. Well, I know I'm a weirdo. That's never mind. But I like traveling with my small children.
Yeah. You're a logistics guy.
I I just I like having those experiences with them. For instance, like we went to Paris last summer,
Mm-hmm.
and my 4-year-old talks about it all the time, brings it up. The Eiffel Tower, the boat we went on to go see the Eiffel Tower, like the things that we did there. And I don't know, I find a lot of fulfillment in that when I'd been told, like, hey, man, everything's going to change when you go on trips when you got kids. And it does. There are some rough moments, don't get me wrong, but like being able to share those experiences together, I find fantastic.
Yeah.
Even though there are like it's not the same as it would be if it was like just me and my wife, but I enjoy what it is now, if you know what I mean.
No, I totally do. And I learned this from Toby Rowland, and it's a great piece of, I don't know if it's necessarily advice, but it's a good way to always look at things. Um, like if you're traveling with kids or like whatever, every time there's a horrible situation, plane canceled, flight canceled, weather delays, someone's in your hotel room, like those always end up being the memorable parts of the experience and the trip and the good stories and the stuff that you always talk about in the long run.
That is so true. So someone I forget someone was talking about I saw something on Twitter, a guy like complaining about kids being in like an airport lounge.
Yeah.
Like one of those you can get with like your credit card, stuff like the American Express one, or I think Capital One has them, those.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, kids should not be allowed in the lounge. It's like, dude, get over yourself. Like the kids were being unruly. And it's like, I understand it, but the point I'm trying to make is, that sometimes kids are going to go off the rails a little bit, man. It just happens. Now you got to control your kid as a parent, but and I'm transitioning into this story. Like we went on a flight to Europe. This was a couple of years ago, and our about to be 3-year-old was a baby, and we're flying to Europe. It's like a 7 or 8 hour flight or whatever it is, and he would not cry if I was not standing up. So, like, if I sat down, he would start losing his mind. If I stood up and like walked around, sleeping, silent. And I tested it like 20 times, dude. And so I ended up standing, like walking in the aisle of this flight for, I don't know, 7 of the 8 hours. And people around me were just like, dude, this is incredible. Like, I can hold him. Let me hold. Like, and the people, like, and remember, he had just been like screaming his head off around all these people, and they were also supportive. It was an incredible experience. So I bring up the airport lounge thing to be like, hey, when people's kids are losing it, like they're trying, man. They're trying. Be helpful. Don't complain. Try to help.
Nothing more stressful than if you're in that situation.
Oh my
and your
gosh.
kids going crazy. Like everyone else is inconvenienced and not happy about it, but the person whose kid is crying is like freaking out on the inside.
You're
Usually.
like
I guess
sweating.
not always, but oh yeah.
You're sweating. You're like the anxieties to where like you're starting to sweat. You're like, oh my gosh, please.
And as soon as you have kids, your fuse in those situations, like if you're someone else like the aisle, your fuse gets a lot longer. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
much more understanding of those situations.
Put some headphones in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Stop your complaining. It's fine.
Yep.
Anything else? The only other thing I could think of, because the question was parts about being dads you enjoy but didn't expect to. I really like the brainwashing I've done with my children. I didn't expect it like that as much as I do. It's like you walk up to my kids, you ask them, you go, hey, what are the 2 rules? and they will, without hesitation, say, have fun, try your best. Without it, they're like robots.
That's good.
I walk up to my kids, say, hey, what does whining get you? They both in unison will go, nothing. If you walk up, you go, hey, what do you think of Texas? What do you think of Bevo? They'll go, yuck, and they'll throw the horns down. It's like the brainwashing is fun. I did not know I'd enjoy it as much as I do.
Shaping young minds. That's hilarious.
But that's about all I got. I mean,
Overall, a 10 out of 10, tremendous experience. Nothing like it. I remember as soon as my son was born, like as soon as they handed him to me, I was like, damn it. Should have started earlier. Should like I don't know why I was like I put it off. Should have started earlier.
well, I'm trying to make up for
Lost time. Yes,
lost
you are.
time. Yeah. Three. We got three boys. You know what that means. Just
Yep.
at some point, I do what I'm told. That's what I do what I'm told. Okay. Okay. This next one comes from Brian Sharp. Do you think OU should adopt the company patch like LSU and Arkansas? And if so, who would you like to see?
I don't know. I I guess I view it as it's very simple. College football, the cost of doing business and being competitive has gone up and continues to go up, and it's a revenue stream. And it doesn't matter really if you like it or you hate it or you agree, disagree. It's happening. It's going to happen because it's like it's the easiest revenue stream there is, right? You give up a little bit of real estate on the jersey, and like I don't know how much those are going for, but I mean, the revenue share with the players is 20 million. And I got to imagine that a jersey patch is in the millions. I don't know where it's at, but it to chew up some of that cost and be able to spread the money elsewhere. I mean, that's what it's going to be. It's like how can you efficiently make money and then spend it in the right way to be competitive. I mean, that's what this is going to be. So in my mind, it's I there was like the big in professional sports, the whenever it was starting to happen, there's always this like initial big kickback, and then you don't even notice it right after it happens, or at least I guess I don't notice it all that much. So it's coming. Feels to me like a loves thing.
I
Feels to me like a loves thing.
I hear you. The university, what's the best way to put this? What can I say here? The university loves is going to support the university in a very substantial way
Right.
that I don't believe will be a jersey patch.
Okay.
Now, maybe it ends up happening. I don't know. I don't know. But the university came to Loves with something, and they stepped up to support the university. And that will be, public knowledge in the future.
Okay.
This sounds ridiculous. I understand that.
But it's not a jersey patch,
But to my knowledge.
to your knowledge. Okay.
But I want it to be, if we're going to do it, I want it to be a local company,
How much do you think it would cost to do a jersey patch on the football uniform?
Football only or that
Football
because
only for a season.
football only. So you're only getting 12 guaranteed games.
Yep.
Man, that's tough.
I don't even know where to start. The reason I ask is we could start a GoFundMe to get the Oklahoma breakdown patch on the OU uniforms.
Ooh. Our faces?
Yeah, with the new AI beard I've got.
How about that? How about AI bearded Ted? No, I don't even think anyone's noticed.
It makes sense because like I I still look at pictures whenever I'm clean shaven. It's like, what in the, it's so weird. It's a different person.
I have not made you re-record some of our ad reads just because it gets people's attention so much. It's like, yes, that's what we're going for. We want you to watch our sponsors' ad reads. Oh my gosh, Teddy without a beard. It looks so weird. So I've just left him. I've left him.
I like it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think local, but you also think that that's a big commitment. So you're talking about big companies.
What about Jordan Brand? It's already on the jersey. Is there any way you could enhance it, make it more prominent? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's a big
But
company.
it's more like a listen, you've got the rights right there by yourself. Like, we're going to go give someone else a piece of the jersey unless you just want to absorb the cost of what we could raise just
Or
to keep it your own.
you maybe you like add something additional. There's a Jordan logo somewhere on the field, like a Jordan logo in the end zone to go with what's on the jersey. You know, like I think you can get creative with it.
Yeah,
I,
it's a
I
good
don't
idea.
because there's a giant advertisement on the jersey currently.
Yeah,
We're just all used to the Nike swoosh and the Jordan logo. It's
yeah.
already there, people.
It's funny whenever you say it like that because it's like, oh yeah, well, okay, true,
But like I wonder if Jordan Brand would be willing to enhance that in some way. You know what I mean?
maybe,
That would
maybe.
because I know this. The fans don't want some like huge patch, especially like some national company that doesn't have Oklahoma ties. I think that's fair to say. But I also know that the fans will be furious if we miss out on a recruit because we're not doing a patch and we don't have as much money as someone else. I know that.
Right? Yeah.
So how do we make it work to where everyone's happy? I don't know if it's possible to make everyone happy, but I it will not bother me at all if OU goes out and gets a jersey sponsor because it feels like the smart thing to do when it comes to setting the program up for as much success as possible. That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's the easiest low hanging fruit there is, right? I mean, I again, I don't know how much revenue it brings in. I, it's going to be different for every school, but I mean, you go back and you look at the ratings for last season and how many eyeballs were on Oklahoma football games. It's substantial.
The practice jersey sponsor patches are a no-brainer also.
Yeah,
They do that in
and
the NFL.
and I do think like because I asked football only because I was I guess halfway joking about the Oklahoma breakdown patch, but I do imagine that it'll be. I would think it's all uniforms,
You would
probably,
assume. Yeah.
or maybe they have different patches for different uniforms. I don't know. Big commitment though.
Yeah, if you're getting all the uniforms, like there's a lot of value in that. There's no doubt about it. Especially if you're putting a patch on that softball jersey.
Yeah, maybe the fan base should get like first right of refusal. So like whoever the initial deal is, let's just say it's $10 million. The fan base, there's like a donation page. It's like you get okay, if you don't want a patch, it's gonna cost 10 million to not have a patch. So chip in, folks.
If everyone gives $10, we can avoid it.
That's right.
Maybe Love should back out of the commitment and do the patch.
I don't know. It's coming, and I think it's going to be like a lot of other things where there's an initial because it's not what you're used to. It's going to stick out. There's going to be people that don't mind it. There's going to be people that hate it, but then 2 games in, it's going to be you're going to be used to it. That's how I think.
I completely agree. And it just, it, I know this in what people hear, but if like if everyone else in the SEC is doing it, I Do you really want to fall behind in how you're funding your football program? Like, I don't think our fans want that either. So I don't.
No,
There's no perfect answer here.
there's not. I don't know. You got to have a cool patch though. Like
You know
you don't
what would
want to.
look good? I'm just good just because of the color, the scheme. Dr. Pepper would look good.
Yeah, it fits.
Just and it's already the kind of the I don't know if that Dr. Pepper seems like it's slightly darker, but they can just color match it and make it crimson. No one
Yeah,
will notice.
yeah. That's
Just
not
be
a
the
bad
white Dr.
idea.
Pepper logo.
Not a bad idea.
Are we a Coke school? I don't even know, dude.
I
I don't
don't
go
know
to the
either.
concession stands.
I don't know
Do we
either.
sell Coke or Pepsi? I think we're a Coke school. I think Coke's a big sponsor. Does Coke own Dr. Pepper?
I thought Dr. Pepper was a standalone
Oh, well, then that could be. Maybe you just throw the Diet Coke symbol on
because
there.
you can get Dr. Pepper pretty much everywhere, whether they're Pepsi or Coke.
You're right. Dr. Pepper's its own thing, right?
I think it's its own thing.
I don't
Smart,
know.
smart,
It'd look good. And we just happen to be big Dr. Pepper guys. Just saying.
big Dr. Pepper guy sitting right here. Just finished one only moments ago.
You want to do one more?
Yeah.
Look in my face. Listen to my voice. This is what it sounds like when you're 35 and have a few too many the night before. Worst part, I had them. I had some Cheers Restore. Just forgot to take them. Why? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. Only an idiot wouldn't take the Cheers Restore pills before they go to bed after a long night of drinking, especially when their claim to fame is that they'll make you feel 50% better or they'll give you your money back. Don't be like me, please. Don't be an idiot. Take Cheers Restore after your last drink or before going to bed and waking up feeling at least 50% better or your money back. And for a limited time only, our listeners are getting 20% off their entire order by using code OKBreakdown at cheershealth.com. Just head to cheershealth.com and use code OKBreakdown for 20% off. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Tell them I'm an idiot and then tell them we sent you. Please support the show. Whether you're a guy that likes to clean shave every day or a bearded guy that just needs to line your neck and cheeks up, the Harry's Plus razor is the only way to go. The second you put this thing in your hand, you know it's nice. It's so heavy. The blades look amazing. You can just see and feel how luxurious this thing is. And when you shave with it, you feel like you're giving yourself a barbershop quality shave. It's awesome. And maybe the best part is how affordable it is. Harry's controls their entire production process from steel to shelf, so they're able to keep costs low. And for a limited time, our listeners can get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/OKBreakdown. This set includes the all-new Harry's Plus razor, one refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/OKBreakdown to claim this offer. And after your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. This one comes from KMac32. What's the last thing you binge watched?
Ooh.
See, KMac32 doesn't know that you spend most of your time doing deep dives on YouTube on random subjects.
Yeah. We watched, I'm like, I'm the worst. I'm like 5 or 6 episodes strong. And then, like, if as soon as if you lose me a little bit, I'm gone. It's over. Not coming back.
Oh,
It's just, I don't know why. It's just how it always works. We just watched the first season of something. I can't remember what it's called.
it clearly left a significant impact on you.
I can't even really remember anything about it all of a sudden. No, I'm not much of a binge watcher, at least like it not consistently. I'll catch on to some things here and there, but
We've gotten into some late night watching with the newborn in play.
I think this one was called the last thing he told me, maybe. Last thing he said to me,
I don't think I've watched that. So let me give it a quick Google.
I mean,
The
I'm not sure. I
last
think it's on
thing.
Apple.
Yes, this does exist. Jennifer Garner.
Yes. It's pretty
I
good.
I have not had the pleasure.
Pretty good.
It is described as a thriller.
Yes.
2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's got to go in the thriller category. I don't. It's not like edge of
Not
your seat or anything.
not thrilling enough, clearly.
It's pretty good though.
Okay. Okay. I don't think a bunch of people are going to go
You
watch it after your review.
you know what the funny thing with me is? The better something sounds, like the more I refuse to get into it for some reason. It's like I'm saving it for later. Like I've never seen um oh my gosh, what's it?
Game of Thrones,
No, I saw the first season of that. The
Breaking
guy that
Bad.
Breaking Bad. Never seen Breaking Bad. There's like a lot of those that era. I've never seen one episode of any of them. It's like I'm saying, like, this is my retirement. Okay. I'm gonna get into that stuff whenever I retire.
Sopranos, The
Here and
Wire.
here and there, never watched them through. Wired, no.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I know, right? See,
You've got a lot.
I feel like I feel like it's like uh, a big accomplishment, like that I've been able to hold off this long. I'm proud
Yeah,
of
good
myself.
for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. You're probably doing something productive with your time.
Mm, yeah, I wish.
Well, we're in kind of a pattern of the wife either has to feed the baby or she's got to pump, and it's like we're watching stuff till like 12:30, 12:45, like maybe 1 right now. It
Small in like 15 to 20 minute increments.
just we and the last thing we binged, we just finished the new season, and I'm not ashamed to say this, like, dude, Bridgerton is great. It is
My wife
great.
my wife watches that one.
It is.
So I've seen some of it just kind of in and out of the room.
They kind of did. The show like focuses on a different main character pretty much each
Yeah.
season, and this one, oh man, I was all in. They said Shonda Rhimes, like the emotional profile of the type of man she's writing for. I'm it to a T. Like whatever she like maps things out for, where she's like, this will get men to watch this and enjoy it. She's got me pegged, dude.
I feel like, is this the one where the lady's like she's writing like a
Yes,
gossip column or something? Yeah.
Lady Whistledown.
Yeah, okay.
But now everyone, I won't spoil it, but like
No, no
there's been a
spoilers.
development with Lady Whistledown. It's not how
Okay.
it was in the beginning, if you will.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
this one was about one of the Bridgerton brothers, Benedict, and there were multiple points in this season where I wanted to choke that man. I'm just like, what are you doing? It all ended up working out. It's great. It was great. I was emotionally invested in the show.
See, now my wife,
Oh,
like if I'm gonna go watch television with my wife, like sometimes it's like it's reality shows,
oh.
man.
See, my wife doesn't watch that, so I don't have to. I've never had to watch like the Kardashians. Never seen an episode of that. Like Real Housewives. Never seen an episode of that.
The one I can tolerate the most is the, oh gosh, Below Deck, where they're
Oh,
like
the yacht one.
the yacht, they're on the yacht. It's like the crew and they serve the different people that come on. Like
It's
that one to me is like, because something's happening here. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of it you get to see the crew work and screw up and all that stuff, and then they got their drama on the side. But like sometimes that's what I'm gonna get if I go if the decision is to go watch television with wifey. That's what I'm gonna get a lot of the times.
I'm sorry, man.
Hey,
That's
it is
tough.
what it is.
But Below
It
Deck's
is what
solid
it is.
though.
It's
It's
not
been a
bad.
while since I watched it, but it's it's pretty funny when When the people renting the boat get a little unruly.
Oh my gosh. They get unruly, they get up. Oh yeah, it can be interesting.
There's always a controversy around the amount of the tip.
The tip, the timing with the food is like the go-to every single trip. It's like the food's late, the food's late, the food's late.
You sound like a guy that's watched a lot of Below
I've
Deck.
I've seen some below deck. That's
You've
right.
logged, you've logged some Below Deck
I've logged some
hours.
hours.
I don't know if that was a good Q&A or the worst one we've ever done, but hey, it
I
is
thought it was good.
it is what it is. On that note, episode 616 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Wednesday. Top 5 questions
Ooh.
heading into OU spring ball.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's get back to some football. Give the
Yeah.
people what they want.
Yeah, give the people what they want. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope you all have a great start of your week. That's right. Yeah, great start of your week. Until next time, we appreciate you for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.